the Epic Mum Chat. This week we are talking about mourning the loss of the family in.
Oh, that sounds really boring.
Well, like, how do you deal with, once you've separated from your partner, even though you know that it's the right thing and you don't want to be with them anymore, you still get that feeling of, oh.
How to stop yourself from going back.
Yeah.
When basically you know that you shouldn't be together.
Yeah.
Like, you're not a good couple. Yeah. He's not the one for you. She's not the one for you.
Yeah.
And yet you still get that feeling when you see them with your children of, I'm meant to be with you. We're meant to be together. Like, it's really weird though, isn't it? I was saying to you, like, I still occasionally get that feeling, like, it's bizarre, because this can't be applied to everybody.
Yeah, so I've to be honest, I've never felt like that. Mm-hmm. But I do feel guilt for us. I do think maybe I should, like, for instance, so my girls have just gone off with their father for the first time in a very long time. And I did have a thought the other night, just thinking, that's really shit for them having to pack up and go somewhere else when they just want to be at home. That's, that's shit for them having to do that. They just have to go off and, So I think I feel, I have those feelings. I've never had feelings of wanting to be back together, but I do feel I feel guilty about not being back together.
Yeah, but it's not that you want to be together. Like, for me anyway, I reckon, like, there was a period of time where it would have been more likely, and actually when we'd split up, after about 9 months, we did get back together for a few months to try and make it work.
Yeah.
Even though that was purely because I couldn't cope anymore with the continuous barrage of abuse and instability and volatility that I was being met with on a daily basis. It had completely bled me dry.
Yeah.
And I gave in. And because he's narcissistic, he was love bombing me.
Yeah. Again,
he was using that tactic, which works better with me than gaslighting me. If you gaslight me, I'm just gonna go, ah! Like, if someone's really kind to me for a long period of time, I will go with my better judgment, and I go against my better judgment and be like, maybe they have changed.
Yeah.
And I knew, but it was easier.
Yeah.
Because I just couldn't even. So there was that in the beginning where I did wonder whether I should be with him or not. But I'm talking about, like, and I think it is the same thing, it's just a different feeling, because you love guilt.
Yes, I do.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I will.
Stop it, because guilt is horrible.
Yeah, and there's no point. I know there's no point.
We'll work on that a little bit, like, separately. I have my which ways, but we'll sort that out, because guilt is right at the bottom of the emotional scale. So that's why you always feel like you sink.
Yeah.
You're good mid-level. You can never get any higher than mid-level, because you're always dragged right down to the bottom. So it's a hard climb. Yeah. Just to get to contentment. And we want you right up in euphoria and joy. So you've got to drop that guilt weight. Sorry, I've started coaching. But yeah, so for me, it was just sometimes I got a bit confused when I would see him with Paige, or the way that he loves her in a similar way to me, that we will watch her with the same adoration and love that I feel only we understand. And that makes us a we. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't want to be a we, and I have stopped being a we, but how do you? And often I think that's why women or men will stay in a relationship that they know isn't right for them, because it feels so familiar. Yeah. It feels so right and correct. And we know, I could go into a whole spiel about society, but we all know that it's 2.4 And although everybody's very accepting of new family setups, it's not been that long. You know, my nan and granddad got both sets, met and married 17 and 18 years old, stayed together through wars and everything, you know, 100 kids, and no divorce. Good grief, you know, and that was literally 2 generations ago. So we're evolving. But our generation, we still do have a deep-seated belief that we should stay with our partner and the father of our children, and that it's best for the children, and we want to be good mothers. So it's hard to contend with that.
I've got someone that I know is actually, ever since I've known her, she's talked about the problems in her relationship with her very unhappy partner. It's still going on. And now she's kind of resigned herself, I think, to the fact that she knows that it's not going to last, but she's not going to leave until the kids are older. And I'm like... Yes.
So there's so many people that I know that have done that same thing. And, like, it's very close to home, you know, that's an option. I don't want to be in this relationship, but I'm not going to leave until the kids are grown up. And it's... Again, there's a theme with what I'll keep coming up with. Why, like, you need to ask yourself some logical questions, because you're leading with your emotions, and you're going, I couldn't because I would feel so, and they would feel so. Well, you don't know how they're going to feel. And it's all that pain. You put yourself immediately into the pain when actually logic would go, well, surely you want your children to have a really great imprint of what a loving relationship looks like, and how...
And a happy fucking home.
And how we don't tolerate anything less.
Arguing all the time, that's no fun. No one's going to be happy in that environment.
No. But then again, there's another belief that I've been noticing as a single parent, is that, you know, when you're co-parenting, it's the most horrendous thing on the planet to argue with the person that you're co-parenting with. But if you live and you're married to your partner, you can fucking go hell for leather. You can be at each other's throats, and it's just one of those things because we love each other. Right, well, that's fucked up, isn't it? Wouldn't it make more sense to say, well, we don't love each other, we're not in a relationship, and we split up for this reason because we argue? That makes more fucking sense. Oh yeah, we're at each other's throats, but it's because we love each other, right? So love equals pain, love equals arguments, love equals hurtful words, love equals ignoring each other for days on end. Right, got it. I know, I'll do that when I'm older. But it's fine. And it's not okay to argue. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. But it's a belief that we all have, and we just carry it with us because it feels true. Because our mums told us or showed us, and their mums told us or showed us. And I'm like, literally not that long ago, it was, I don't know if I was saying this to you, I think I did, like where, you know, like Victorian mums were like, put your corset on and faint in the road and you'll get a husband. And that was really sound advice. Because they knew what role they were playing. They knew that the husband, the partner had to sweep up here, get them some water and some smelling salts. Oh, I don't know what happened. Oh, my hero. And then they go off on a horse. Like, no, that doesn't happen now. And that is outdated, and we know that. But it wasn't that long ago, but that was commonly done. And they would sort of like take their 15, 16-year-olds out, parade them around at a dance, and then the men could choose which one they wanted. And that was cool then. But it's not cool now. So what we need to look at is everything that we're doing really cool now? No, it's not. Like, it's not, it's fine to separate at any point if you're not happy in a relationship. Any relationship. Except maybe like with your children. Don't just be like, you can't be my child anymore. You don't do that. But that's a dependent. You know, and some people do that, and they're, you know, whatever. It's a different fucking thing. But if you're in a relationship with somebody and you don't want to be with them, that's the end of it. And you can't really, it's going to sound so bad, can't really take your children into consideration when it comes to your loving relationship.
And I think the thing is, even though obviously it's horrible, it's not doing anyone any good being in something that isn't working and is unhappy, and that's not better for the kids. It's not better for the kids to stay together for the kids if you're really not getting on, and it's not better. It's
the
not
difficult
better.
thing as well is that there's always somebody who is upset with the decision.
Yes, yeah.
And so in my case, I got a lot of backlash.
Yeah.
With regards to, you're doing the wrong thing, you're being an awful parent, you're taking a loving father away, you're ruining our home, you're choosing to do this, you're going to cause us so many problems, she's gonna have a broken home, she's not going to have Christmases together with both parents, like, you're being out of order. And it's really difficult. It takes quite a lot of strength to continue down that road when you've got a youngster who doesn't have a voice.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't have anybody there to say, you know, she couldn't say to me, oh, I really want you to stay together, or I really don't want you to stay together, I'm sick of the arguing.
Yeah.
But it wasn't her decision. So even though I didn't feel strong enough and I wanted her to kind of guide me on what was best to do, it was probably for the best that she couldn't.
But
then I had to make up my own mind.
If any kid would, unless it was a really bad situation. Because it's their father, isn't it? Or it's their, you know.
I don't know. Sometimes they've just had enough, haven't they?
Yeah,
but this is the thing, right? As they are your dependents, they literally are depending on you.
Yeah.
And you've got to be responsible. And again, that's able to respond in the right way. So if you're trying to bring your children up in a loving environment where they see that they are loved and the way that people behave as role models, like, and they're looking after themselves, are they being weak and letting people walk all over them? What are they accepting? What are they tolerating? Mum, what are you tolerating? Dad, how are you behaving? Is that okay or not okay? It's all just there under that one roof. So you have to kind of be able to respond in the right way and go, our relationship isn't working. Yeah. I'm going to be responsible and separate us so that we can have two loving environments where we're not triggering each other all the time. Because everything, I was saying to you just now, like, kids are absolutely intuitive creatures. They are energy readers. So it doesn't matter if you go, I'm fine. They know that you're not, and they inevitably will go, I've done something wrong.
Yeah.
And so they're sitting there blaming themselves for your pain that you think you're hiding successfully, and you're not. Don't kid yourself. Again, I said this to you before, but my 2-year-old niece, I was sitting there colouring with her, and somebody said something and it triggered me, and I just flinched in myself, and she immediately looked up at me and went, you're not happy, Nikki? And I was like, how did she know? Yeah. There must have been the slightest shift in the energy. Yeah, and she asked me, are you not happy, Nikki? I was like, I'm fine, darling. But she knew. Yeah. And so again, if you're sitting there going, I'm fine, and their intuition says you're not, then they're not going to ever listen to their intuition. Yeah. Because my mum told me she was fine, so this must be wrong. Yeah. My intuition's fucked. It doesn't work. So when their intuition tells them that man's a bad man, but he's saying, you look really lovely, why don't you come out with me on a date? They're going to go with what they're saying and not what they're feeling, because their intuition doesn't tell them the truth. You know, it's so important to just be real. Yeah. And not be a fairy tale. But it's so tempting to be this united front and to have that one person, and this is yet another belief. This one person who understands how much love you have for your child. Who's to say I couldn't meet a man who would not love my daughter just as much? But it's like, you know, because some parents, you have adopted parents that love their children more than the real mother because they weren't capable. Yeah. You know, and some dads who aren't capable, and some stepdads that are absolutely incredible and that love the bones of their kids. Yeah. You know, it's just a belief, and I literally went to go into it. Yeah. It's one person who just loves her the same as me. Oh, no, I don't want to be in that relationship. It was toxic. It was a big fucking mess. I'm so proud of my little girl. She's so happy at both of our houses, and she's so loved separately, and me and him do so well separately. But that separation was really confusing for a while. Yeah. You've got to stick to your guns and ask yourself, what do I know? I know that this is not good enough.
Yeah.
For me or for my children. I know that I don't feel full of joy, and I deserve to be full of joy, and that's a hard one for people.
Yeah.
When they've got that low self-worth and low self-esteem.
Yeah.
You've got to start telling yourself, you know, I do deserve better than this. What have I done to deserve, and people do, we put them out the victim role, like, I don't do anything to deserve all of this, and yet he's still out all the time, won't tell me where he is, and he's flirting with people, I've not done anything, I'm an angel. And you're like, but you're just taking your power away.
Yeah.
Don't tolerate that. It's so difficult, it's such a rut to get out of.
And especially when you're worn down because you are miserable, and if you're being told you're worthless all the time, it's hard to then get that power to pull yourself out of it.
You have to find a way, you have to find a why. Like, my reason that I'm sitting here now feeling as good as I feel is purely with thanks to Paige. 100% thanks to her. She's my why. 100%. She's the reason I don't ever stop, that I will continue to grow and continue to develop and continue to take feedback and to hear things differently and to become more confident and to learn about myself and to see where I'm doing things wrong and that I can change, and see where I'm doing things right and I'll do more. Like, of course I'm going to do that. That's the least I can do for the joy she brings to me every day. Like, my goal in life is just to be the most epic mother I could possibly be for her.
Yeah.
And you have to be accountable for yourself and stop sitting there moping and stop trying to find easy ways out. Maybe if we stay together, that will make me a good mum. No, it won't. You know it won't. You know it won't, because you're not happy with him, or you're not happy with her. You know this isn't working. You know that day in, day out, when you hear the key in the door, it makes you shit yourself and you don't want him there.
Yeah.
And you're playing happy families. If you think your children can't tell the difference, it's not, you're fucking underestimating them. You only start kidding yourself when you're older.
Yeah.
And going, oh, she's smiling, look, she's fine. Because it's too scary to look at the pain. Children, don't worry.
Yeah.
They know, they want to know. So I just don't ever think that the idealised version is the one that we should be aspiring for.
Yeah.
Perfection is a con.
Yeah.
And it's the biggest pile of bullshit, and it aggravates me. It's not, no one's life is perfect.
Yeah.
There are so many families that should have split up. And their refusal to do it was just pure, like, stubbornness.
Yeah.
And not for the best of everyone else. And people can't help it. They don't have the tools to investigate why they're making a decision, why they're choosing. I'll be in pain because my kids will be. Well, who says?
Yeah.
Who told you that?
Yeah.
Why would you think that? It's okay that you think that. Where did it come from? Let's dig that out. Let's get rid of that, because that's not helping you. It's awful. You hear children say, my mum and dad should have split up when I was little. I had to put up with so much listening to them. It was horrid. It was awful.
And the thing is, it's never a good time. There's always a million excuses, but it's never a good time.
No.
So you better, if it's not right.
Well, I left without a blooming anything. I had no job. I was on maternity leave and I was a contractor, so I didn't have a job to go back to. I'd spent all my savings paying the mortgage whilst I was off. And I had nowhere to go, a 9-month-old, and no money in the bank. But I'd had enough.
Yeah.
Like, it was like literally 3 strikes. I'm done. I can't keep putting up with this. And so I went. And I don't regret it.
Yeah.
It was hard. But sometimes when you're thrown in at the deep end, it really is sink or swim, and I was only going to swim. I had a baby.
Yeah.
You know, and yes, it was hard, but I don't know what other option did I have, like to stay and put up with more. It was killing me. Like the emotional torment that I was going through was killing me, and it was making me an incompetent mother because I was just so all over the shop, and I needed to get my shit together. So, but yeah, it's like, oh, wouldn't it be easier to be in like a lovely 2.4 family? We've got 2 incomes. Oh, 2 incomes.
But then that isn't, you think you've got money in the bank, you've got a nice house,
can we just
nice
take a moment
car.
to just, someone else's money, Amy. Oh. Should we move in together and we could couple up?
Yeah, I want to live in a commune. That's what I really want.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, do you know, can I come? Yeah. Will everyone pay for me while I chill?
I just thought, my friend was telling me that he lived in, but I think it was supported by the church, but he lived in like a commune, and they just had little jobs.
Community. Oh,
yeah, but he said it was very hard.
Do you have to do jobs though? Because I'm not good at jobs.
Yeah, no, I did do jobs.
I can't cook, I can't clean. Let me tell you how I got this ring.
Every day they had to talk for like at least an hour or 2 hours about how they were all feeling, about what it was to be. Like he said, it was hard. It was good, but it was hard work.
It's exposing. Wow. Yeah, that's interesting.
I'm really interested.
Just get him on the sofa.
Yeah. Oh, he's lovely.
I want to pick his brain.
Yeah.
Does he wear a uniform?
No. He went and he basically split up with his partner, and he found religion again. He was quite religious when he was young, but it was AA actually, and that put him in touch with like the higher power, and he went and explored his Christianity, and he studied with monks, Benedictine monks, for 2 years, and he was thinking about becoming a monk, but then he was like, no, that's not for him. But
you're not allowed to duff when you're a monk.
No,
0 duffing.
So
it's not for him.
Yeah, it was. I do want to talk to you more about it actually.
How interesting!
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so good, isn't it? I love that because there's so many different ways to live, but we're going off topic.
Yes, we are. But exactly that. Well, that's the thing is there are a million different ways to live, and while you imagine how things should be or what would be better,
you've really got to go your own way.
You
have got to go your own way, and you've got to do your own thing, and you've got to do what feels right. Because speaking about higher power, we are all guided. We do all know, like in our stomachs, in our souls, in our gut, what's right for us. Yeah. And it's the most beautiful thing when you just go, I'm just not going to do that anymore. Yeah. I feel like I want to do that. And everyone will go, what? And you're like, yeah, no, I am. I really like that idea. It's funny when someone says something, even if it sounds totally crazy, if it really is their truth, it resonates with you. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? When if someone goes, no, do you know, I'm literally going to go and live on a farm in Birmingham and I want to raise pigs. And if it's true, you'll be like, I totally see that for you. Yeah. You'll fucking love that. Oh my God, what type of pigs? Whereas otherwise you'll be like, what the hell? Yeah, and pigs are lovely. But we could do that. Should we? Yeah, right, we'll sort that out. Yeah. But it is. If it's what you want, then just go with that. It sounds so selfish, but everyone needs to be selfish. You do what you want to do. I will do what I want to do. If we coincide with each other, lovely. If we don't, ta-da. Yeah. You take your kids with you until they get old enough, then they can start deviating and going off. And Juno wants to go one way and Lola wants to go another way. And, Paige wants to do her own thing. That's fine. But we are all just our own little vessels. Yeah. We are all just going around, bumping into people like bumper cars and having experiences with people. And sometimes they last and sometimes they don't last. And it's not that much of a fucking big deal. Yeah. It's not that heavy. Yeah. I'm sure Lola and Juno are just thrilled to ribbons to be alive. As well they should be. Daddy's dad, mummy's mum, they've got their own relationship with him and they see him, they see you, they know you're not together. It doesn't need to be any more complicated than that. Yeah, we over-dramatise it because we love the fucking drama. Our egos love the drama, and that is why monks are so simple and clear. There's no complexity. I'm having my rice. I've now had my rice. I'm going to go and sit over there by the pond.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I said to you before, didn't I? When you complexify.
Yes.
That's a word. Did you know? Complicate.
Yeah.
That's what I meant, not complexify. That's a good one.
That's a
I
good
like that one. It's because you've got something going on underneath. I said, what are you distracting yourself from? And it is.
Yeah.
You know, all this, I'm in pain, I'm in pain, I'm in
Yeah.
pain. Don't do that. That's going to achieve fuck all. Dig.
Yeah.
Get the pain out. Pain removal.
Pain removal.
That's it.
Well, thank you very much.
There you go. You're welcome.
See you next time.
Bye.